I'm back in my second home state of Michigan and just wanted to ride around the area, show you guys where my happy place is in Michigan. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Alright, good morning everybody, and today on Scott's Moto Adventures I am doing something totally different. I am riding around Michigan, which you've actually seen before on my 1150 GS. No, I am on a 1200 GS. I am renting from RiderShare, no sponsorship. I had been wanting to try this out for a while, and like every year I say I'm going to do this, and I never do. So I'm actually like on the border of Walled Lake and Novi. The reason why it's called Novi is because it was number 6 on the train station thing. Don't ask, it's actually true. So yeah, you have Novi, Walled Lake right there. We are doing some coddywampling here in Metro Detroit today. And I told some guys, hey, I'm just going to be gallivanting around this morning. Going to Belle Isle this morning. And Belle Isle is my happy place. And that's actually the point of the question of the video. What is your happy place? What is some of your favorite destinations? Some people might say, oh, I love Tail of the Dragon. I love that area. I love, Asheville and stuff like that. I know some people like to ride around there. Very nice, very nice. It's just like this lake here. Other people, they like to go to, Colorado or New York, upstate New York, or New Hampshire, Vermont, places where it's a little cooler. Michigan's not really known as a destination. It's kind of, as you can see right here, this is kind of normal. Now I'm actually going to the Dairy Queen real quick for a coddywomble stop. But it's not, it's not known as a destination. Now maybe the Upper Peninsula is, or the west side of the state. I personally love Saugatuck. That is one of my favorite happy places. Well, happy places here in Metro Detroit, I have a couple, and one of them is Belle Isle. And Belle Isle is probably my, I like it for so many reasons. So number one, it's a track on iRacing. It was a real life track. But Belle Isle is one of my favorite places. I think it's a really nice island. It was designed by the same person who designed Central Park. The park is, if you take a look at the overhead, they did add stuff to the park. They added, the north and south ends of it. But anyway, Belle Isle, it is my favorite place. So you did racing, you have an aquarium on the island, you have some really nice picturesque spots. Tomorrow morning, there is a covered bridge on Belle Isle, and it's a little weird one, and you'll see it later on, or I'll put a picture of it on it now, I don't know. So there's a golf course on, we're going to be on the highway here. There's a golf course on Belle Isle, and that golf course, I know I'm going slow, buddy. That golf course is that golf course has a cover. So the thing about Belle Isle is there are some abandoned sections. If you watch the movie Real Steel, if you were one of the few, that's Hugh Jackman. That filmed in Metro Detroit. I was living here at that time, and I'll never forget the one guy who was in the show that I was working on, and it was an easy show. It was just it was a jukebox musical with a bunch of songs from the Civil War era. And the one guy, and I never really liked working with him, kind of gave me a sleazy vibe. He ended up being in the movie. He ended up doing, so we had rehearsal on a Tuesday, and the one actor, not the sleazy guy, one actor had issues with her lines, and she was really messing up. So we had to do a Wednesday rehearsal. Tech-wise, we were doing great. But anyway, so Wednesday rehearsal came, and the guy no-showed. And here he got real steel, and he was filming the movie that day. And I was like, I was like, are you kidding me? It's like, I gotta go to work. So there was a conflict, and we put the intern on for the, we put the intern on that day for something, and it just was like, I was not happy about it. I thought that was really crappy of him, and then I didn't like that I didn't like that that happened. So I just was not thrilled about it. All right, next up, oh, there's a covered bridge. I'm like, find the covered bridge. Oh, there it is. So anyway, Belle Isle. That is my happy place. Like you can take really nice pictures and stuff like that, and it's just like I got to see racing there. And oops, yep, I absolutely hate having a tall bike here. Construction, our greatest enemy. So anyway, I always liked Belle Isle. I personally like it more than the current racetrack in Detroit. So just a heads up on that. That's my personal opinion. There's a video about me at the new track, so you go see that. Because like 5 people did. He said no off-roading, but Michigan roads is like borderline falling apart. I don't care what you Pennsylvanians or Mid-Atlantic people say. Michigan roads are pretty bad, but I've heard Indiana has some pretty bad roads too. So, but yeah, this is what I am absolutely loving. I think it's going to take me, hopefully it doesn't take me, it might be taking me down all back roads. But, yeah, Belle Isle is my happy place in Michigan. It is, and I lived out here when the city took care of it, and they did a bad job. Now that the state has it, and I'll pay money to go on that island. It's so much nicer now that they are, taking care of it. So, oh, and then one of the nice things about me working here in Michigan right now at Meadowbrook Theater, go see $1 Million Quartet at Meadowbrook Theater. I'm the lighting designer. It's awesome, great show. Actors are amazing. They all look and sound exactly like Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, and Jerry Lee Lewis. I probably should have not. Anyway, but they all sound really good. They are all great, and so I'm very happy with the way the show is coming out. I still got a lot of work to do on it, but anyway, that is this week. Go see it if you're in the Michigan area. But I'm working at the Oakland University campus, and one of the cottywomple things is bears. And guess what I get to find? Guess what we have on campus? A bear statue. So I will be picking that up and looking forward to getting that. Also, I found out Panda Express counts, so I'm going to be picking up. Oops, yeah, still not quite right on this. It's a little bit lower than when he first got it. The guy ended up, his dad rode this somewhere and he swapped out. There's like a lowering peg in the front, so he swapped that out. So this feels really good. 24,000 miles, 25,000 miles, getting 39 miles per gallon, which is what I get on my bike. Yeah, it's actually a nice bike. I do know where there is one for sale. Oh, I gotta talk to the wife. I forgot to record. So my mic is still on. That's awesome. And so we are on Jefferson Street here in Detroit. We're pretty close to Belle Isle. And just some like weird stuff about Belle Isle. So I already went on one track. I thought I recorded it. I didn't. You actually have 2 downtown Detroit circuits, One was from the 80s into the early 90s. It was an F1 and then IndyCar, and we have another one on Belle Isle, which is mainly IndyCar and sports car. There are two configurations. They left the island. I don't know if the state got on them or what. But yeah, they walked away. And it's one of my favorite places to go, obviously. Now, in a weird twist, I want to talk about. So if you look to the right here, I believe that this is where Belle Isle Park used to be. Now, in the early 1900s toward the 1920s, there was a Belle Isle Park on this side of the river. And it was an amusement park. It was that typical steeplechase style, Coney Island style, beautiful, kind of place. And it just was, had lights and roller coasters and all this other stuff. And what happened was probably, like everything else, something happened. It was the 1920s. Everything's made out of wood. Fire happened, and it burned to the ground and never came back. So it's just a little piece of history there. And, check that out. You can actually, I don't know if you can see it, but the Gordie Howe Bridge will open someday if a certain politician stops taking bribes from people. I might have to pay to get in for the day here, so give me a minute here. I'm going to turn this off. We'll be back on the island. Well, today is a good day. I didn't have to pay to get in. So there was nobody there in the booth, so I didn't have to pay to get in. But this is what I absolutely love about Belle Isle, just the views. Like, it's so pretty. Scott Fountain isn't on yet. That does work now. When I first moved here, it did not. But now that the state has taken over, they've been maintaining that very well. It's just a little cool yet. It's not quite May, so they just haven't gotten it ready yet. But once that thing is going, it is going. All right, so now I am at the racetrack here at Belle Isle. This is probably like my favorite section of it, because now I'm going the opposite way, so I'm making right-hand turns instead of making left-hand. Oh, it looks like it's under construction, so I can't go get a picture of that. But anyway, so like this is my favorite section. I always pick up speed here. I'm going to turn left here, show you why. So like, I know there's a dip there. Go this way. And then we're going the opposite way of the track just because, but where's Christine? Border Patrol. But yeah, like I always like this, and I'm always pretty quick here. And then we're gonna turn right. I'm basically running the back. I'm running the course backwards here. So I always like I like this set of turns. It's just I'm quicker here than I always have a braking point issue up here. But yeah, I'm getting nerdy about this whole situation. But yeah, this is the track. I mean, I liked it. I still think it's a great track. You don't have super tight turns. So like on iRacing, I'll take a NASCAR O'Reilly car and I'll race it here. I really like the modifieds on this track. Even though you can't see over the air cleaner, it's really fun. But yeah, you got some nature centers here. Beavers have made their way back. That happened when I was living here. You got some ducks. There's a ducky there. There's some geese. They're just geese, kind of dicks. But yeah, and then you got the river next to us, and that's Windsor, Canada over there. I am that close to Canada. And then we do have the conservatory and aquarium coming up here. Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna continue on the racetrack here, unless this guy turns left. If he turns left, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I'm basically running the racetrack backwards. Cool. This turn I'm never a big fan of. Never a big fan of that. I also want to see if there's a bear statue over here, but I don't think there is. they did digitize that statue, so that is pretty cool. So how did this? Yeah, I think this might be part of the old course here. Oh, you know what? If I were to turn left, that takes me that way. But I want to see if I can go a certain way. I don't think there's a bear statue here. Yeah, that's the aquarium and conservatory. I highly recommend going to both. The aquarium is one of the oldest in the country, and then the conservatory is just really neat. They have like big plants. I got to see one of those. Like plants, you know, corpse plants that opens up every 10, 15 years. It didn't really smell that bad, so maybe I just didn't catch it on the right day. Here is, I don't know what they're doing here. Like I'm starting to ride around some of the other stuff here. I hope I'm going the right way. They are tearing some stuff down. I don't know if this was part of the old zoo here. I hope I'm technically not going the wrong way. That's mud. Darn. There were some old roads back here that I was hoping to take, but I don't think I'm allowed, and that's a walking trail, so that's definitely not allowed. I know they turned some of the old roads into walking trails, which is a much better idea. Dude, I just got a whiff of weed. Holy shit, guys. I know it's like 10:30 a.m., but so this is the upper end of Belle Isle. Now, this end of Belle Isle is not a racetrack. This is where the golf course is. This is where some other stuff is. Oops, I have that still open. And my phone's telling me good. So, you know, I'm actually going to go the long way around. I'm not going to cut in there. But yeah, this is the whole, this is the upper end of the island. Somebody did make a mod for like Grand Prix Legends where you could race this whole thing. It's actually pretty neat. I don't know, I'm on the fence about selling the sim brake. iRacing has left a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't want to get into modding right now, and I've got other things with my life. I would rather be riding a motorcycle than playing video games. So, and I got stuff to do around the house. Maybe I could do that. I got some stuff to do, build some stairs and stuff like that. Yeah, the Coast Guard here, you know. Here I'm reading signs like Tampa J. There's a lighthouse up there. It's like solid limestone. It does work. And if you go off to the end of that island, there is a really cool looking thing. You basically, like, you could tell that the end of the island was built in through trash, because like I'm over there and I'm finding pieces of porcelain, bowls and stuff in the between the rocks. We're still on the island. This is a lagoon right here. We just built a lagoon for, you know, when they were building everything, they made that a lagoon. Let's see here. And then there's like a little petting zoo kind of thing here. I don't know if there's any animals here left. They might have moved everything out. I don't know. But this has nothing to do with the old one from like the early 1900s that they've been tearing down. And it's a real shame they didn't try to save it. Nature Center, that's what this is. That's what they're calling it. So, yeah, I'm a little disappointed that they decided to not try to keep some of that historic stuff. So, I'm leaving the island at this point. It was a pretty good ride so far. Next step, downtown. Now, there's something I thought I would never see in my lifetime. A Yuengling sign here in Michigan. Yes, Yuengling is now available in Michigan. But I drink Atwater Dirty Blondes when I'm out here, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm getting away from this. All right, so we are in downtown Detroit, and guess what? We are actually going to be on a racetrack, a second racetrack today, We're going to be on the downtown Detroit circuit. Now, there were like 2 or 3 configurations. You had your 80s to 90s configuration, which I think was a very good one, with the exception of a chicane on the one stretch. But the other one is the current one. I'm not the biggest fan of. There's a hairpin that I absolutely detest, and just really don't like it. And then I have, what else do you have that, what else does it have? It's just very tight, and it's not really that good. I gotta get that. That's an iHopplebee's. So I'll have to get a picture of that. Hopefully they give that one to me. But anyway, I'm running low on battery, and I'm running low on space with the card. So I want to, thank you for joining me going to Belle Isle. That is one of my favorite places to go. If you have, what's your favorite place? I mean, I talked about mine. Let's talk about yours. What's your favorite place to go? Like here in Michigan, yeah, that is my favorite place to go. So, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you did like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll catch you guys later.